I've been eating out my family every night. I think they're starting to like it. I don't know how it started, but the first urge I had was after a night of drinking and partying. I usually trust my girlfriend, so when she brought me an unknown pill, I took it not thinking anything bad would happen to me. The pill was very small and generic, and I felt nothing different. Maybe Tyler, the friend who brought the pill, was just messing with us. The hangover that next morning was like no other. I started by drinking lots of water and taking a cold bath, but I still had to leave for my classes that day. My body felt heavy. My head felt terrible and my mouth felt dry. But I first realized that something was extremely wrong when I went to work later that day. On arriving at work, everything felt so loud and bright. I had to ask my best friend from work to cover for me while I took a nap in the back room. I dreamed I was eating her hand in a customer's face. I thought it was funny. Working in retail is stressful enough to cause this kind of subconscious ideas. I finally got home, feeling immensely thankful for having someone else to cook for me. I would starve or spend too much in takeout if I lived alone. After dinner, I decided to go to bed early with an extra large bottle of water and a handful of aspirins. I slept for a few hours until I woke up feeling terribly hungry. No, terribly hungry doesn't even begin to describe how it felt. It was like I never knew what food was before. Like I had lived years in absolute starvation and nothing in the world was more important or more urgent than eating. Eating real food. Eating something alive with warm blood still pulsating inside it. The house was quiet and very dark, but I suddenly had eyes so well adjusted that I could see perfectly during the night. Maybe even better than I could before in the light. Everyone was asleep, but I distinctly heard 3 heartbeats other than mine, and they sounded delicious. I started by my younger sister, Bethany. She always kept her leg out of the blanket, so I snatched that first. I was so hungry and so fast she didn't even wake up while I feasted on her. I knew it was so wrong, horribly wrong, but I just couldn't resist the urge. She was like baby beef, small and full of fat. The taste was sickeningly sweet, but in my crazed state, I barely noticed the horror of what I was doing. Before I could even think about stopping, I was all done. I devoured the entire thing, yet I was still not full. So I moved on to my parents' bedroom. Dad was thin and had been muscular during his younger years, so his meat was surely tough. I started by Mom, chubby and tender. In the back of my mind, I had the sense that they were my family, but it was a fact that didn't matter. I was starving and they were there. It was only natural that I would feed on their irresistible flesh. The only important thing was eating. Dad woke up when I was eating Mom's last leg. He had always been a light sleeper. I was being careless and messy, so the wall and part of the bed was completely tainted by her blood. As soon as I sensed Dad opening his eyes, I quickly jumped on him, suffocating his surprised cries with my bloodied hand. Mom didn't completely satisfy my hunger, but I was feeling better. I carefully teared through Dad's belly, eating only the juicier parts. After eating all 3, I went back to bed, acting like nothing ever happened. Maybe I would wake up feeling like having a little leftover snack. Or maybe I would wake up as normal again. This hunger, this speed, and these sharp senses were too new for me, so I didn't know what to expect. In fact, I barely acknowledged them. Everything felt natural, like it had always been this way. I went back to bed and slept until morning. For a glorious moment, I almost laughed it off like it was just a weird and realistic dream. However, I soon noticed that my face, hands, and pajamas were drenched in blood and screamed. "What happened, dear?" Mom came running to my bedroom very alive. "What the hell, Brendan?" I didn't know what to say. I had no explanation for this, especially because